Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So today, as you can see by the title, this is episode 2 of On The Couch Reviews. Now I did say I was going to do Terminator 2 as my second video, but I'm still working on that video, and I thought, you know what, I've just sat and watched a movie, why not do a video about it and upload it? So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So this is episode 2 of On The Couch. Alright guys, so the movie I just watched is one of my all-time favourite Oliver Stone films. Came out in 2012. Not many people have watched it, and when they did, didn't really give it enough credit. And that is Savages, starring Taylor Kitsch, Aaron Johnson and Blake Lively. Now this is directed by Oliver Stone, who you all know directed Platoon, JFK, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, just to name a couple of my favourites. So it's a really well-known director, and a great director at that one. Now the movie's basically about these two guys who are making marijuana in America. They imported the product from Afghanistan when one of them was on tour in the army, and they've made a fortune out of it. They've got a brand new mansion, they've got a beautiful girlfriend who is Blake Lively's character, they have cars, they have money, they have everything. And they're starting to kind of mature up and think, okay, we need to get out of this situation before we get caught, and you know, it's not worth it anymore, we've got enough to live on, let's go somewhere around the world and start a whole new chapter fresh. So the movie is basically about them trying to get out of the marijuana business and basically sell the company, sell the product, but try and get the best deal at the same time because they need the money for the future. Now while they're trying to do this, they come across this other kind of gang from Mexico who are interested in buying, but they're a lot more, you know, mean, they're a lot more, you know, brutal in terms of their business, how they construct their business. Benicio del Toro actually plays kind of like an assassin, hitman, basically muscle. And the one great thing about his character was whenever he was going to kill someone, or at least harm them, he would always have a gardening kind of business, and they would always come around your house with all the tools and things that are like really loud, and of course that was like a distraction for all the people to be there, and he would be inside doing his business, tearing shit up basically. And he is such a cruel character in this. He's very brutal in this film. One of the meanest roles I've seen him play. He was definitely one of the stars of the movie for sure. Now this gang from Mexico is actually ran by a female, and she is a badass. She really is. She never shows her face. She never does things personally. She has all these people out doing things for her in the field. Even when she's on the voice call to the two guys, she even has like a voice changer. She doesn't want to let on that she's a woman. And basically the story starts is when they set up a meet to try and sell the business. Now when they go to this meet, it's in a hotel, and basically they come to an agreement that they're going to think things over. You know, the gangs gave them a proposition about the figures of, you know, how much you know, they're going to get out of it over the years, and they basically say, okay, we'll think about it. They go back to the house, and that's when shit starts to happen. Basically, Blake Lively's character O, the girlfriend of the two men, yes, they do kind of share her. Happily though for her, you know, she's not, you know. She basically gets kidnapped by the gang, and they're basically forcing their hand to say, listen, we're keeping her for 3 years, you're doing this deal, if you don't, we're gonna kill her. And in this movie, they have amazing chemistry, all three of them. You would think they were brother and sister. You know, they'll do anything. There's a really gripping scene where they're on a voice, I think it was a video chat, and she basically said, get your gun and put it in your mouth. And he was ready, he was prepared to pull the trigger if it meant that she was going to get free. It's quite weird watching it. Essentially the movie from then on is them not agreeing to the deal, but trying to get her back, and trying to start that new life that they really wanted. Now guys, this is a very violent, brutal movie. It really does deserve the 18 rating, or the R rating that the movie got. Definitely one of the more violent films I've seen in the last couple years. You know, a lot more tamed now, whereas this one, Oliver Stone went all out, which is something I liked about the movie. It kind of had that gangster vibe, kind of like with, you know, the garden people coming and you know, he's inside shooting people and no one knows about it. You know, it doesn't hold back. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't hold back. It is quite brutal and violent, and I was very surprised when I actually saw it. It kind of took me as a shocker as to how violent and things they go. There's some very kind of disturbing images of, you know, people being beheaded quite early on in the movie, and people being hung and people being set on fire. They don't hold back. So if that's not your thing, maybe not the movie for you. But if you don't mind it, if you can take it, it's a fantastic film. Alright guys, so the action sequences in this movie are very, very well put together. They're quite fast paced. The music is really good. It kind of is that music that kind of gets you hyped up, and you know something's about to go down. There's a great scene where they're kind of blowing up cars, and the music in that is very fitting, and it's very cool, awesome. It's also, you know, the action has got a lot of camera shots, like quick editing, basically, the quick cuts. Sometimes that can get a bit annoying, you know, especially it's a bit sore in the eyes if they do that, like kind of with Jason Bourne they did it a little bit too much. But in this one, it's just right, it's not overused, and it really makes the shots effective. You know, you see what happens clearly, you know, your eyes can process it basically, because some movies, you just can't process what's happening because it's going so quickly. So yeah guys, so that was my review for Savages. Overall, I would give it a 5 out of 5. I love this one. I remember when it came out, not many people heard about it or not many people watched it. But I do certainly recommend checking this one out. It is really, really good. If you're not keen on it, give it a second watch. You know, I enjoyed it a whole lot more watching it this time than I did the first time watching it. Maybe because I understood it more, maybe because, you know, it was better than I originally thought it was. But I strongly recommend checking this movie out. 5 out of 5 for me for sure. So guys, that was my review for Savages. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to get better at movie reviews. I'm still a bit rusty because if you've been subscribed for a while, you know that I'm not always doing reviews. But I'm starting to do more series on my channel, and this is one of them, so I'm just going to have to get better. But I really hope you enjoyed. Check out Savages if you haven't. It is a really, really good movie. Alright guys, so be sure to check out my video next Friday for episode 3 of On the Couch. So guys, before you go, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, and if you haven't done already, check out my Twitter page. Link is in the description of the video. You know, I do giveaways on there. I shout out good deals. I shout out YouTubers that I'm watching. Anything that I'm selling on my eBay page, I tell you guys about to kind of give you first dibs. So yeah, definitely check out my Twitter page. I'm constantly updating it and making it a bit better and getting you guys involved with questions and polls. So definitely check out my Twitter down below. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Stay awesome. Peace.